Hello, everybody, and welcome to WWE Universe episode 51 as we're finally reviewing this year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is a very big pay-per-view because, of course, the winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase is going to be a future WWE World's Heavyweight Champion, as it's proven in previous Money in the Bank wins. Now, we've got quite a few matches to go through, but first off, I want to bring up the opening of Money in the Bank, and that was, as you probably would, for some who haven't heard it, Dusty Rhodes did pass away the last couple of days. They paid tributes to him on yesterday's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. They had like a big ceremony at the beginning of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view to really pay respects to the American Dream, which is sad to hear that another Hall of Famer has passed away since last year we lost the Ultimate Warrior. This year we've lost Dusty Rhodes. So again, another big Hall of Famer is now sadly not with us anymore. So it's quite kind of sad to hear, but it was a very nice tribute they put together at Money in the Bank with all the stars there. Even Mr. McMahon was there to pay his respects to the American Dream. So it was nice to see Mr. McMahon on television again. It's been a while since he's been on, but it's great to hear from him. But let's kick off with some of the reviews then. So first off, we had the kickoff match, which was R-Truth versus King Barrett. And of course, R-Truth, has no surprise there. R-Truth would beat King Barrett. It always tends to happen on SmackDown. So again, nothing really special about the kickoff matches at the moment. They're not really making them as big as we all want them to be. But perhaps the big highlight here is the very first match on the actual pay-per-view itself, which was the Money in the Bank ladder match, where we have Kofi, Kane, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Neville, Dolph Ziggler, and Sheamus. Now, it's funny I'm actually bringing up the word Sheamus because, the matter of fact, Sheamus is indeed our Money in the Bank contract holder from this very picture, thanks to WWE, who have now put pictures of Sheamus on top of a ladder with the briefcase. It's kind of convenient that Sheamus at some point was going to win Money in the Bank, and we didn't really know when it was going to happen, but obviously now this year, WWE have put Sheamus in that Money in the Bank position, so I'm having a very funny feeling that Seth Rollins is going to be probably losing his WWE World's Heavyweight title very soon, because remember the rumors we've been hearing that WWE don't want Sheamus against Seth Rollins because of his heel. So maybe this is hinting towards Seth Rollins losing his title to perhaps Brock Lesnar, and having a match between Sheamus versus Lesnar could be an interesting match to watch. Or maybe Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Imagine that. That would be a cool match. Anyway, so yeah, our Money in the Bank winner this year, of course, Sheamus. So no surprise there. And surprise, surprise, Mr. Wyatt himself makes a reappearance. We haven't seen him since Payback. And yet again, he comes in the face of Roman Reigns. So I'm having a funny feeling now we're going to be seeing a match between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt at Battleground next month and into SummerSlam. So don't be too surprised if there's going to be a rivalry going on, because it tends to happen in WWE. And then we have the Divas match where Nikki Bella would take on Paige, but yet, as they're the Bellas, of course, they're going to throw in some tricks in their matches, and there's no convenient that Brie Bella was going to get involved in this match and somehow was dressing up as Nikki Bella in the match that caused Paige the Divas Championship match so Nikki Bella could steal the win. So I was quite surprised about Nikki Bella's performance, the fact that the Bellas were going to somehow do some twin magic like they did in the past, and it obviously plays an effect with Paige, so no surprise there. And then we move on to our first Intercontinental Championship match, which is the Big Show versus Ryback, and obviously this is Big Show's first pay-per-view since WrestleMania when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Or in fact, he hasn't been since Extreme Rules when he lost to Roman Reigns. So it's been a while. But funny enough, Big Show did win by disqualification thanks to The Miz, who once again shows up on pay-per-view to basically interfere with Ryback. And this may hint at a possible rematch between Ryback and Big Show, or a triple threat involving Ryback, Big Show, and The Miz at Battleground or even SummerSlam, depending on what WWE want to do with The Miz. And then we have the rematch of John Cena, Kevin Owens from last pay-per-view with that shocking victory with Kevin Owens beating our US champion. Well, this time around, Cena finally pulls the nail and gets Kevin Owens, but at the same time, he gets hurt by Kevin Owens after Kevin Owens got snaps and literally throws Cena right on the edge of the ring with his powerbomb, which tries to damage Cena's back in the process. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cena gets injured at this point, because this tends to be what causes injuries in WWE. So don't be too surprised if that's what's going to happen. But let's move on to the tag team titles match. Now, the tag team titles match, we have Big E and Xavier Woods, who are both members of the New Day, as Kofi holded the tag team title during the Money in the Bank ladder match. Big E and Xavier Woods were unable to defeat the Primetime Players, because for the very first time in their career, they actually held the tag team titles on this night. That's right. Primetime Players are now tag team champions in WWE with a shocking victory at Money in the Bank that really put a smile on their faces for Tyrus O'Neil and Darren Young, who have really put a spirit on them, and I think they're doing really well. So that was impressive. And then we move on to the main event match, which is the WWE World's Heavyweight Title ladder match. Very similar to what we had last year when there was more than 2 people. There was about 6 people in that match. This year, it's only Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. And funny enough, Seth Rollins was able to climb the ladder, put Dean Ambrose in his misery, and this is what caused Seth Rollins to win the ladder match and keep his WWE World's Heavyweight title. Now, I'm quite surprised that Sheamus didn't get involved, but of course we all know Sheamus is a heel, so of course Sheamus is going to do something where he's going to wait till probably Seth Rollins loses the title and then he capitalizes on the championship. I reckon that's how Sheamus is going to go with his Money in the Bank strategy. But overall, in the pay-per-view wise, I'm actually going to give this a 10 out of 10. I kind of enjoyed this pay-per-view. This was a lot different compared to what we had at Extreme Rules. Very, very fast-paced pay-per-view, and it's certainly building things up to SummerSlam, as we've been hearing rumors that the Beast incarnate himself, Brock Lesnar, is going to be showing up on Raw this evening. And it obviously hints at a possible rivalry, which we don't know who Brock Lesnar's opponent's going to be at SummerSlam, but I'm guessing we'll have hints towards that on Raw when Brock Lesnar hopefully shows up and keeps the Authority busy, and particularly Seth Rollins is going to be his main target. So it wouldn't be surprising if Brock Lesnar does indeed go after Seth Rollins in order to take his title back. So overall, 10 out of 10, very nice pay-per-view for Money in the Bank. And we all know, like I said, our next pay-per-view will be on July 19th. It is Battleground. And surprise, surprise, as always, thanks to officials in WWE, they have given Roman Reigns his battle against Bray Wyatt at Battleground. So finally, the battle is going to be on. It's going to be on at the next pay-per-view, July 19th. It's going to be interesting to see how Roman Reigns deals with Bray Wyatt, particularly for Bray Wyatt screwing Roman Reigns out of the Money in the Bank ladder match. So we're certainly going to be hyped to see how things are going to go in 34 days from now when Battleground takes place. But like I said, we're also not that far away till SummerSlam this year, which takes place on August 23rd, which is going to be really interesting. It takes place in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So it'll be interesting to see who Brock Lesnar's opponent's going to be in Brooklyn, New York this year. And hopefully we'll have hints towards that if he does show up on Raw this week, or maybe next week, we'll hopefully see some signs of Brock Lesnar returning to WWE ready for the SummerSlam extravaganza. So it's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see what they've got planned for SummerSlam, but hopefully it won't be too long until the Beast returns. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you all for my review of Battleground next month, on July 9th, July 20th, sorry. July 20th, we will be looking at this year's Battleground as well as August for SummerSlam. So see you guys then. Take care. Bye for now.